Never do you? Or do you? Hey, good morning. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
It is a hot Labor Day. So it's so hot, in fact.
I'm drinking coffee.
It's so hot we're drinking coffee.
Yay.
Stay hydrated, my friends.
Yes,
no, it is
drink coffee.
it is so hot today. We're doing the 10 at 10 indoors instead of outside.
With Mr. Potato Head and his
friend.
I guess they're friends.
Why do we have a pile of potatoes?
This is Charlie.
Sweet potatoes.
No, this is a sweet potato. This is
Oh,
Charlie.
no, I was saying sweet potatoes. We have a pile of potatoes, a sweet potato, and the
Charlie.
potato heads. Why are these in the 10 at 10 today?
Because they're leftovers from the potato party.
The potato party.
It was a lot of fun.
We had a house full of teenagers.
There were a lot of teenagers.
Yes, I mean there
It
were
was
like,
fun.
including adults. I don't know. There were maybe 30 people here yesterday. It was.
I think so.
It was crazy.
There were
It
so
was
many
fun.
potatoes. I honestly do not want to eat potatoes for a long time.
So can we reflect a little bit? We had
Reflect. Okay.
potato skins.
Yes.
We had a tater tot casserole. We had
Baked
lots of mashed
potatoes.
potatoes. We had baked potatoes. We had gravy to go with the
mashed
with the
potatoes
mashed
and gravy.
potatoes.
We had baked sweet potatoes.
Ooh, we had raw like sweet potato sticks.
Did
Those are
you
very
know
good.
that? Okay, you can like it's technically a yam. We're not going to get into that. The orange ones, like you can cut them up into little sticks. Crystal Laney showed me this, and
They were good.
they taste like carrots. It's
they
a
were like-
little. The texture's a little off.
They're like carrot sticks, except there's
They're
yams.
sweet
They're
potatoes.
yeah.
So if you're looking for a healthy raw vegetable, cut up a sweet potato. Especially in this heat, you don't have to cook it. You just eat it. I'm not taking a bite of this. Although Miles, I think, eats raw potatoes. He did.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I did see him taking a bite. This could be a microphone. Hello. I was
So,
like answering it as a phone.
I
last
did
night.
something for the first time.
Oh wait, there were more.
Yeah,
French fries.
Oh, there were French fries. I forgot
There were
about the
French
French
fries. And they
Potato
were-
chips.
Oh, what are they called?
Potatoes.
No, okay. They were in the Christmas special with the VeggieTales guys and pierogies.
Oh yeah, we had pierogies.
Pierogies. Yeah, I have to kind of get myself there.
Yep.
We had pierogies. I did not get to taste them.
Well, can I say what I made? Because I've
Yes.
never made these before. I made
You
potato,
cooked.
like fried potato balls. I've
Fried
never done that
potato
before.
balls.
So like mashed potatoes, mix in some bacon and cheese.
Oh, were there
roll it
bacon
up.
and cheese in there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just kind of ate it.
And then kind of dredge it in eggs. You
Dredge it.
Dredge it in eggs, put it in some panko, put it in. But here's what else happened. We had a house full of people
It was almost time to eat the potatoes.
and the power
And
went
all
off.
of a sudden, it was like we were just gathering. I'm like, okay, everybody in the kitchen, we're going to pray. And then I'm like, turn out the lights.
The
Like,
power went off.
and the power went off. And it's like, really? I don't know if you can see my deep fryer back there. I don't know. It's kind of like a little, but it's electric. And so I was going to we were going to cut up potatoes and deep fry them. Yeah, that didn't happen.
My potato balls are going to be deep fried, so I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
pan fry them instead.
Yeah, so we have a gas stove, so we could, just light it. And so he got to cook his potato balls still. Luckily, everybody had brought dishes. They were all ready. The oven was still hot. So it worked out perfect. We all
and the fun
kinda-
thing, everyone just rolled with it. No one was
Yeah,
like,
we're
"Oh
all
no,
like,
what are we going to do?" The
Oh,
power's
let's go
off.
hang out outside, even though it was hot, because we have the outside area. And so yeah, we all just hung
It
out.
was just a great time.
It was
Awesome potato party.
It was very fun.
So far, the event of the millennium.
The event of the millennium. And I hear that it will continue into youth group on Sunday.
Oh, because we have all these potatoes.
We
so.
have potatoes. Stay tuned. This is Charlie. Have I introduced Charlie?
Charlie may have googly eyes by youth.
He
group. I don't
may,
know.
because don't you think he looks so much better like that?
He's a cyclops.
Hello,
googly eye.
I am Charlie. Anyway, I'm kind of tired.
So,
We had a lot of fun.
beyond the potato party, we also are starting the week of prayer and fasting today
Yes, we are.
with,
I
with
was-
this pile of potatoes in
pile
front of
of
me.
potatoes. I was actually looking at my little guide thing this morning.
Which means that this Labor Day, if you are available, we're going to gather in just like, I'm not sure what time it is, hour and a half, or I know it's
don't
after 10, maybe 10:15, 10:20, but this at noon, we're going to gather at the church. And I can already say, we said we're going to meet in the lobby. We're going to meet in the community room because the community room has air conditioning and the lobby doesn't. So we'll be in the community room at noon. And the focus for today is
Charlie will be there. He will.
Charlie is not the focus of the day.
No, but he will be. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
The focus of today, we're really focusing on worship.
Yes. Nope. Go ahead. I'm just having thoughts. I animate
And
my
so-
thoughts in my head.
And it was, it was really cool for me because my Bible reading plan,
Mhm.
I'm reading, let's see, I keep jumping around between like First and Second Chronicles, First and Second Kings, and Isaiah and different prophets. But today I was reading about Hezekiah
Mm.
and restoring the temple and opening the gates of the temple and calling for everyone to come and observe Passover again. And in that, it was just, it just talked about how people just gathered and worshiped the Lord. People who had been in very kind of oppressive times and kings that weren't
Mhm.
following the Lord and all kinds of evil and false, worship of false idols and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. And then here they were just pouring out their hearts in worship, celebrating who God is at a time when they hadn't done that. I know you got some other thought that has nothing to do with this.
It has everything to do
All
with
right,
that.
then go with it.
Okay, this is so odd. I was reading this morning in Nehemiah, and they were celebrating the Feast of Shelters for the first time. And they had done this, like the last couple of days had been like where they read the book of the law. And so today was when they had the solemn assembly and they were confessing their sins. And then there's this whole huge, I don't know who, if it was Nehemiah that prayed it or what, but there's this whole they praised the Lord. And then there's this whole, I think it's Nehemiah 8. And then it's just like, praise God for his wonderful deeds. And it just chronicles everything God did for the Israelites. And as you're talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I read the same thing in something else. It's so cool though, how God's people like worship him, I mean, he was reading a whole different, they were restoring the temple, and they had restored the walls, and they, and different times in our lives and different, scenarios, different people. I mean, it always comes back a lot of times to focusing on God and what he's done, and let's give him praise and just reflecting on what God's done. Look what God did. And let's stop and let's, Israelites used to have these feasts and all of that to remember, hey, let's remember this is what God did. I mean, Passover, look what God did for us. And the Feast of Shelters, I don't remember what that's for, but they had read that they would go take sticks and that and build the shelters and live there. But I can't remember why. I don't know that they said that. Anyway, but yeah. But
it's just these times where the Lord draws people back into
Mhm.
worship, and and maybe that's what this week can be. Maybe that's what today can be.
Yeah.
I know for me, and it's kind of that season too, where we're moving from. I know if you have a child in school, then it's been fall for like 2 weeks. But for a lot of people, Labor Day is kind of that transition time. Although when it's, I don't know, 100.
You can't wear white shoes anymore. That was the old thing.
I know when it's, over 100 degrees, it doesn't feel like it's fall
No.
instead of summer. Of course, here, fall can be hotter than summer anyway,
Yeah.
but that's kind of a different story for another day. But a lot of times when we transition, there's a season of reflecting. Okay.
Speaking of fall, I'm sorry. I have my fall coffee. Okay, reflecting. Sorry. Yes, we're reflecting about my fall coffee that I'm drinking. Little baby turtle bug. Okay, reflecting. I'm sorry. I get distracted.
So often, like at the end of summer, beginning of fall, we can kind of look back and just kind of reflect on the amazing things that the Lord has done over this past season or over the past year. Hey, Chuck Wells is saying hello. Hey, it's been a long time, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck Wells.
Happy Labor Day to you. But we did see some pretty exciting things. Well, and Chuck Wells is saying, I think he was just in Mexico. He saw some pretty exciting things down there as well. But, and I shared some of this Sunday, but just looking back at, just how we saw the Lord at work this summer and how we saw, people following the Lord in baptism, people giving their lives to Jesus. The first ever VBS on a Sunday morning.
Super cool.
That was great. Awesome week of camp. I mean, you just start thinking back over, look what the Lord has done. And there's some great things coming up. For example, this Sunday, it's not just our new series, United Diversity, and fully into the week of, or the end of the week of prayer.
End of the week, we can eat.
But we get to celebrate the ministry of Dee Brunk.
Yes, we do. We love Dee Brunk.
And you know what we're going to have on the patio?
Cake. No.
We're going to have desserts.
I love that.
Because you got to have desserts to celebrate
The
Brunk.
Brunk.
So actually, we kicked around like, can we put together a whole menu of like food that starts with a D?
Delightful desserts.
Yeah, but I think we only got as far as like Doritos and donuts and said, nah, let's just do
that
something
start
nice.
with the D. I thought you meant to start with like D, like DE, like
Yeah,
desserts and D.
No, there aren't a whole lot of foods that start with
something
with the letter D that you would want to eat, for something like that. So anyway,
we'll stick with
so we're gonna have desserts, and it's gonna be awesome. But if you want to bring a card or even like a gift card to say thank you, over 22, 23 years of ministry at the Bridge.
Yeah.
And so we just look forward. And then it gets even better because the next week, I don't want to say it's even better, but then the next week,
can't get better than D.
The next week, we're going to celebrate 20 years of Nueva Vida. This is their 20th anniversary.
Which
of
is
Nueva
so
Vida.
cool.
It is cool. And so
Our
that's
Spanish congregation is amazing.
Yep. And they
Really
were
are.
well represented at the potato party
They
at the
were.
Fiesta del Papa.
Fiesta del Papa.
Papas, probably.
Sí,
But-
muchos papas.
But yeah, it was just so cool to see like our English speaking kids, our Spanish speaking kids really just being together as one body.
They
as
actually all
one.
speak English.
That's true.
Their parents.
Their parents. Okay. The kids of parents who speak English and the kids of parents who
Anyway.
speak Spanish. But anyway, it was just an awesome thing to see. But anyway, on that Sunday,
Mhm.
which is September 18th, like Alex and I are going to like team teach about why integration is
Ooh.
an important value of our church. And so I'm really looking forward. It's going to be more of a dialogue than a
Yeah.
sermon.
Ooh, and maybe for the youth section at church, we can have churros. No? I don't know. It just popped in my head. To celebrate Nueva Vida
No, be good.
because they're amazing. And then we have their little celebration at night.
Yes, that's going to be huge. It's a 20th anniversary, and they're inviting the whole church. Now, it's going to be in Spanish, but they're going to like narrate in English, and it's going to be like a huge cultural celebration.
Mhm.
Because okay, you probably know this, maybe you don't, but our Spanish-speaking ministry is made up of like 11 different nations, and September is kind of it's when most Latin American countries have their Independence Day. So it's a
yeah.
month of cultural celebration. So there's going to be like different dances from different cultures.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's going to be
It's
amazing.
going to be cool.
And so again,
I haven't heard much about it.
it's not going to be in English, but they are going to like narrate. I think of it kind of like going to a luau. I mean, they're not singing English; they're singing in Hawaiian. But someone gets up and says, "This is the dance of," something like that.
Oh.
So it's going to be kind of like that, where we'll do some singing in Spanish. There'll be some cultural dances, and again, they're going to kind of let those of us that aren't real strong in Spanish know what's going on. And then that's from 4 to 6, and then at 6, it's time for, as I like to say, la comida. It's time for the
Fiesta.
food,
Sí.
where we're going to have just a nice meal to celebrate. So there's some great things coming up.
It's going to be cool.
Those are just like the next 2 weeks at
I
church.
know.
This is awesome.
And
But
youth group starts up again next week. Well, at church. We had youth group last night, but going to start small groups.
we had a party last
We
night.
had a party last night. It was fun.
Oh, and then Susan's going to be starting off the BK Connect, the
Ooh.
midweek. I think that's later. I think she said the 21st of September is when BK Connect is going to start.
And what's happening next Saturday?
Next Saturday? Well, Tennessee is playing Pittsburgh. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh,
Buddy Break is
oh,
next
Buddy Break is
Saturday.
next Saturday.
So, and yeah, I'm excited. A couple of the youth group kids are going to student ministries, teenagers, students. Anyway, I think I'm old enough to say the wrong words all the time. But yeah, some of them are going to be helping. And yeah,
That's exciting.
if anyone else wants to come out on Saturday, we are still needing buddies.
Well, yeah, where we are right now is we always have more kids that want to come
Yeah.
than we have buddies to care for them. And so that's just where we are.
And we
so-
don't want to turn families away.
Right.
But- so yeah, if you have some time next Saturday from 9 till about 1:15, you can email.
Carrie Knight, or you could comment on here and we will connect you with
Yeah.
Carrie Knight. Because there is some training. I mean, you can't just show up.
You can just show up next week and like trail people.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it would
And
be
be a
great.
shadow.
Yeah, it would be great to let us know. But next week, yeah, if you want to come and just shadow some people, see what it's like, and if this is something you want to get involved in, you can do that. So
All right. Well, hey, we are well past 10 minutes.
A little bit.
So it was not the 10 at 10. It was the 15 at 10:15 or something like
Yeah.
that.
With
But hey,
potatoes.
have a wonderful day, everyone. Those of you that
Yeah.
are
Enjoy your Labor Day.
fasting from
holiday-ish.
whatever you're fasting from, just remember not just to fast, but to spend time in prayer.
Yeah.
And
Don't just take something out, but replace it. And, really this week is the focus. We're focusing on spending time with God, focusing on praying for, specifically and fervently, because sometimes you think, oh, prayer, oh, this, that, but to just even get on your knees, be in a posture of, reverence to God, and you're fervently praying for these things to, for God to be involved in these things, and God answers.
And again, today we are focusing our prayer on worship.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow we're focusing on the gospel and sharing the gospel. Wednesday we're focusing on protection, that the Lord would keep those who are His.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday we're going to focus on spiritual growth, that this would not just be a season where people respond to the gospel and Lord willing, we see growth in our church, but also a time where we grow deeper in the Word.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday, we're focusing on praying for unity. And remember, Friday night, we have a worship and prayer
Celebration.
gathering at 7 o'clock, I think. Is that? Yeah, 7 o'clock Friday night will be the worship and prayer gathering. So just, just keep praying, keep seeking the Lord. This is all patterned, by the way, after John 17. So that may be a good thing to just reflect on through the week
spend some time
as we
reading
go as well. All right. Hey, we're going to let you go for now. Have a great Labor Day, everyone. God bless you. We'll see some of you at church at noon.
it.
The rest of you, we hope to see soon. God
Yep.
bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.